I'm going to give you all a little update from my brother's shop up here in northern Idaho. My voice is a little weird because my wife and I have been sick. I'm going on 6 days and she's going on 9 days. Moving is a lot of stress, tons of stress. And then once we kind of got here and got a little let down, climate's different. It's pouring rain out there right now. And just a combination of everything just laid us flat. I give you all a little update beyond that, though, as we had pretty well set up everything we could have ever asked for in Central Oregon. I'd quit my job at the ranch and could have stayed there and made a lot of money in Central Oregon running my own business there. Had multiple contractor buddies that were ready to help set me up with work. My hourly's going to be a lot more than it is going to be here, just starting right out. And work was, I would have had more work than I could have handled. But we really kind of we came up here 9 months ago to northern Idaho to my brother's place and fell in love with the area. I think the main thing we fell in love with was just a cultural difference. It just feels a little bit slower up here. There were still a lot of the features that we enjoyed in Central Oregon. But I think just the opportunity to buy and live on land up here is a lot better than in Central Oregon, a lot cheaper, more affordable. People do that up here. Central Oregon, there's a lot of money moving into the area, very, very liberal. And property was getting sold and subdivided, and just it's different, whole different type of culture. And we have family up here. Neither Jade or I really had any family in Central Oregon. My grandpa, and that was it in Central Oregon. And my brother and his wife and kids live right here at his place. And got the most pristine 10 acres you could ever dream of. River right on the back end of the property, surrounded in beautiful forest. There is never traffic on this road, way back up out of the way. Barely have any cell service here, which isn't the greatest thing for business. But anyway, I think the family and then just the cultural change and then opportunity for us to kind of build something for our future looked better here, even though it doesn't really make sense looking at it logically in our current position. Neither of us have a bunch of money set away in bank. We have a new child, just turned a year old, and young marriage. And moving is not easy. Moving to another state is not easy. We had all the security we could have ever dreamed of at the HOA that I managed, and where we lived. And now we have no home. Neither of us have jobs. We're both starting our own businesses. Jade doing cosmetology and myself starting my own company called Diamond T Ranch Solutions. And so we're kind of in the most vulnerable, scary position since I started my own business as a kid. And that's what I was. I was a kid. I started my own business at 17. Didn't really have a lot of needs at that point. Didn't have a lot of bills to pay. Thankfully, we have very little to zero debt. And my brother, we're living here with him. I got my first job painting trim because he's out for him, right? He runs his own general contracting company. And painting trim is not really what I want to do for a living, but this is where I start. And it's scary. We've been sick. Like I said, we have no home of our own. We're living in my brother's basement. It's a great little space. It's been awesome to be with family. And we have no jobs, have no income coming in. We've been laying in bed sick for 5 days together. And Jade's still pretty sick. I guess the reason I want to make this video is sometimes in life, to get to that future goal, you kind of have to undo everything that you know and take a leap of faith. And that's what we did. It sounds kind of cheesy until you're doing it, and you're like, oh yeah, I got to take a leap of faith if I want something more than what I have right now, if I want to change in my life, if I want a different environment, if I want to, we've been saying we need family, we need family, we need family, we need people around us that are like family. We got really plugged into a church. It was a great experience, but they're not family. And we tried everything we could to kind of invest in that and create family out of that. And we kind of met dead ends there, unfortunately. So we're here with a daughter and a wife. I guess I keep saying family, and the reason we just, family is important to both of us. And now that we have a daughter, and Jade and I don't really get a lot of time by ourselves at all with a daughter. She works, I work. I don't make enough to pay for everything we want and need, and neither does she. Either way, one of us is working, and currently both of us are working. So family is important. Just being able to work together and be able to drop her off with them and go on a date night and spend some time together, go on the boat, fish for half a day or whatever together, and not have to have a screaming baby the whole time while I'm trying to teach my wife how to do what I love to do. Be able to go do what she loves to do with her and not have to take care of screaming baby again along in that. So this is where we rebuild, right here. I had built a really great body, and I had an amazing gym and gym buddies and gym owner and everything there in Sisters, Oregon. And that's my garage gym in a cold, uninsulated shop in rainy, kind of cool, damp Northern Idaho. And I have no hunting spots anymore. Well, I do now. I get that figured out really quick. I have no morel hunting spots. I have no fishing spots. Well, I do now because I get that figured out really quick. Have no work. Well, I do now because you kind of have to figure something out quick so you can live. But yeah, I'm painting boards in my brother's shop, half sick, half better, for minimal hourly, so I can get off the ground, starting my own business, running my own business, and build something for our future, for our family. And Jade's in the same process, and we've met speed bump after speed bump trying to get our businesses off the ground and get those first jobs. This is not an easy area to come to here in Sandpoint, Idaho. People don't like outsiders, and you go posting your new business on Facebook and you just moved here. And the first time I did that, I had a lady message me and say, you probably shouldn't tell people your whole relocating story, and nobody's going to like that, respond very well to that. So yeah, that's where we're at. I want to be able to look back on this video in 5 years and be like, we crushed it. And this is where it starts. Right now it's putting one foot in front of the other. It hasn't felt good. I have been so discouraged and laying in bed sick, and I don't feel hopeless at all. I'm not really afraid, because I know God will take care of us, number one, and I know what both of our skills and abilities are, and have a lot of confidence in that. But we're starting from ground zero. I never really thought I would do this again in my life. I was set up in Central Oregon, and I got to make new friends, make new connections, find a new gym. Just got to rebuild everything, and that's what I'm doing. Starting right here, painting boards in my brother's shop. This is where we're living, pretty expense free right now, so we can get on our feet. He's blessed us with that ability, which is just a giant gift and an opportunity to be able to start over without expenses and without going to have to take a job. Because yeah, I could go get a job for $25-$30 an hour. If I really worked harder, I might find something a little better. If I could, I'd probably be stupid to turn it down. But getting a job's, yeah, I could do that. But I chose a long time ago. I've owned my own businesses most of my whole life, and leaving the ranch in Central Oregon, the goal was to not to be self-employed, not be employed by someone else again. And just that's important for our family dynamic and for building what we want to build for the future of our family. So anyway, long-winded, but that's the update. And we're going to look back in a few years and see how we crushed it.